Hi guys, welcome back. I'm Tara T. I crochet here on YouTube, and I just want to show you guys some new stuff that I'm working on. So for this video, I want to run through my yarn haul that I recently got. I had kind of been, not necessarily on a yarn ban, but I've been trying not to buy a whole lot of yarn until a great sale came along and Joann's pulled through. I got most of these skeins for like $6, which was awesome. Some of them are value packs and stuff, which I'll talk about as I pull them out. I want to get each yarn color out, show you it, tell you kind of what I have in mind for that color palette or those yarns in particular. I really like to buy most of my yarn with something in mind to like inspire me to want to create something in particular. So some of them might not have an idea for, just need to restock, nothing crazy, but hopefully going through all of this will also inspire you to hopefully create one of the patterns that I kind of have in mind for this. There's a lot here though, I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna go through all of this. I wanna show you some of the things that I've been working on off camera this last week. I did celebrate my birthday this weekend, yay! I am officially 24 now. I finally feel, I've been telling everybody, but I finally feel like I'm actually getting older this year, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to do. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be working on for the next week. My market, I thought, was June 1st and 2nd. It's not June 1st and 2nd, though. It's actually the 8th and the 9th, so it's the second weekend in June, which is great for me, which gives me more time. So I'm very excited about that. So I'm going to hop right into this, and then we'll cover any of the stuff that I've already created for this week, which is some really cool stuff, and I can't wait to show you at the end of this video. But I'm going to jump right in. I will say most of it is Bernat, because as you know, I'm mostly a Bernat girly. I actually did not purchase any more Sweet Snuggles Light. I'm kind of trying to get out of Sweet Snuggles Light. I feel like I can get my money's worth a lot more with Bernat because it is a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker. My projects just automatically turn out a little bit on the bigger side, which makes me feel like I can either charge more for them or I get more bang for my buck. You know what I mean? Like I get more, like a bigger item for my time, except for a couple very specific items. I've talked about this in a previous video that I like to, and my mom's talked about it too here on YouTube at Stacy Makes, but we both really like to pick projects that are specific for those yarns, that we make sure that we get the right price for our items. Like I'm not going to pick a jumbo huge size item and then only use Sweet Snuggles Light because it's going to turn out small still, and it'll look more like a medium or a large item instead of a jumbo item versus me actually using Bernat for it. So the only thing I will warn you is the street is really loud this evening and there's a lot of cars driving by. As you probably have already heard, there's also some thunder in the background. I cannot personally help that. I am safe. There was a really bad storm that came through my town earlier. Luckily, I'm totally fine. My power is working. Everything's good on my side. So luckily, everybody's safe here. I pray for all the families that did get affected by these storms, as I know some of them have been detrimental to those areas, and so I've been praying over everybody and very emotional about it because it really weighs on my heart heavy when stuff like this happens, especially things that we can't always predict. So I pray for all of those families as well. So I'm gonna hop into some exciting yarn though, and hopefully we'll keep this uplifting here. Okay, I'm going to start with the solid colors of Bernat. These are mostly the restock colors, nothing super fun or super exciting. This color was really hard for me to find, and I love this color, and everybody had mentioned it. Every time I pulled it out, they're like, what color is that? Okay, so this is Baby Teal. I love this blue color. It is so gorgeous. It is the perfect color for a lot of my aquatic animals. A lot of my boy themed plushies that I like to make are with this color. It's a great color for most of my accent colors or variegated colors as well, so I really like to pair those together. It did come in about a value pack, so I did get two. This was a great price. Again, I'm pretty sure I got these for $6.07 each. They do have the different labels on them, so I'm excited to open them up and make sure that they're both the soft ones though, because I hate ordering Bernat online usually because it doesn't end up being the soft ones. This one's a little on the rough side, not necessarily the worst Bernat I've ever felt, but this one's a little bit more on the rough side. So I'm going to keep that there. This one looks like the newer label that most of the other stuff I've gotten has come in. Let me feel it though real quick, make sure. Yeah, and then this one's a little bit on the softer side. It is baby blanket, so I am very disappointed that this one skein is rough, but like I said, this happens sometimes, so it's kind of expected when ordering online from Joann's. So I did get 2 in the baby teal color. I'm gonna make a pyramid back here. We're gonna see how long that lasts because there's a lot of freaking yarn. I can tell you that much. There's a lot of yarn, okay? The next color we got is this beautiful yellow color. It's called Buttercup. I actually already have this exact color down there. I did use it for a strawberry lemonade turtle, and I thought some more lemonade summer items in this pastel yellow color would be really beautiful coming up because it is just the perfect yellow color. It's a little like squared right now, which I think is really funny. Everything was packed full in this box, so I'm not surprised, but it's literally square. So this again is just Buttercup, super cute little yellow color. Summer items will be coming. That's why these are very summery. All the solid colors I bought, I restocked all my summer colors. That thunder is intense, but I promise nothing bad is happening outside right now. Okay, so this is the baby lilac color. This one's extra soft. I love that one. I have only a very tiny amount left of this color, actually. I think I have less than 1/3 of a skein. I recently fell in love with this color. It's a great accent color for a lot of the variegated colors that I have as well. Especially the sunsetty, orangey, yellowy, marbly color that has some purple in it. This has been a great accent for that. I've been really obsessed with making turtles, and I particularly wanted to make a turtle with a purple shell. And like I said, I didn't think I had enough to make a turtle with a purple shell, so I kept that in mind whenever I was ordering. I needed some more of my solid colors back. I still have a lot of my variegated colors, obviously, but I needed to restock all the solid colors for like the heads or the accents or the other body parts for a lot of my animals. So I thought this would be really cute for that, and maybe for an elephant, because I haven't made a purple elephant yet, and that just seems so fitting to me. I don't know why. Okay, that's all of the solid colors that we got. The next one we got is this pink color. This is the Bernat Baby Blanket Sparkle yarn. I haven't bought any of this since it first came out, and it was extremely rough, extremely structured, and it typically hurts my hands whenever I use it. So I had been trying to rush through the rest of this skein, or like my other sparkle skeins, to get it out of my collection, which, like I said, my collection's looking a little low, so this is going to replenish that. I had not bought the pink one yet before, and I wanted to see just how the sparkle color was, like if they had fixed a formula, if they had made it any softer as well. I had been really obsessed lately with making like really girly plushies, which sounds so cute, and I thought a pink turtle with the sparkle shell would be very cute. And I've seen a lot of people making the chunky dinos lately, and there's a lot of free patterns for those out there on Instagram. I also love Club Crochet Triceratops pattern. I had recently fallen back in love with it because it was one of the very first patterns I started making, and I thought it would be really cute to make in some pinks. I wanted to find this color, not in sparkle, but I could not find it for the life of me, so I got just the regular pink sparkle, and it is called Hot Pink Sparkle, which is pretty typical. It's kind of what I expected, honestly, but it's a little on the rougher side, but it does feel softer than the very first batch of sparkle yarns that I had bought. Let's see, I have less than 1/4 of a skein of the teal sparkle left, and then I had I believe the purple. Yeah, I have the purple as well, but it is extra rough, and man, it really hurts to use, like to crochet with. Maybe it's just me, and maybe I just need to size up a hook since it's not as thin as the regular Bernat, and maybe I need to just keep that in mind too. Typically I move between a 6 and a 6.5 depending on what kind of Bernat I'm using. The baby blankets, like some of them, like the frosting, tends to be a little bit on the smaller side for me, and so just to be safe, I like to make sure I use my 6. Like regular burnout and everything, or just blanket burnout, I just use a regular 6.5. It also depends on the project and how much stuffing it's going to get and those kind of things, but I'm definitely going to be using a 6.5 with this sparkle because it's still structured, but it doesn't feel quite as rough. And I don't know if it's just me, but it leaves a bit of like a waxy feel on my hands sometimes too, and I don't like that feeling of like that layer on my hands either. But it's very summery back here. I love that. That's what I was going for. Okay, the next things I bought were a couple marble yarns. I had made a project, which I'll show you in a minute, with this yarn, and so I was getting a little bit low on it, and I just love this yarn. It's so cute, and again, it's very summery, so I wanted to make sure I had this in stock. I had made a tortoise and a turtle, and I made a dragon, which I'll show you in a little bit with this yarn. What else have I made with this yarn? I made a couple other things, but that dragon did take up a lot of this yarn, but I do love this color palette. This color palette I'm obsessed with. I think it's going to be popping over the summer, and I think people are also going to be falling in love with this color. So I wanted to make sure I got my hands on it. I've got some sunset themed projects, which I'll show you one of them in a minute, with this yarn as well. So I wanted to make sure I got my hands on it. So I got a whole new skein. I have like half a skein left of my other one though. It was just a little preemptive reorder because it was on such a good sale. There's no way all my yarn is gonna fit back here. I can tell you that much right now. The other marble color that I bought is a new one that I hadn't got my hands on yet. And it is the Red Ribbon, reddy, pinky, slightly like scarlet red colorway over here. This is actually called Red Ribbon. Like I said, let me triple check they sent me the right one, and they did. This yarn collection is super extra soft. I love this collection. I love the colors. I love the way they work up. I am obsessed. I tried to order any of them that they had in stock, and they were out of stock of all the other ones. I particularly really like the green one, and then they have like a greeny bluish, like tealy one too. I haven't been able to get my hands on it yet. My mom did get the grayish one, which is called Driftwood, if I remember right, and that one's really, really cute. I got it, and I made a tabby cat out of it. I want to make some chickens out of it, and those like natural animals, you know what I mean, like the normal animals. And I recently got my hands on the tabby color as well, which I'll show you in a little bit, but the tabby color worked up so great for tabby cats, which is exactly why I wanted it, because I've been obsessed with the loaf cat pattern still. So I wanted to get my hands on the red one because I only have red burnout in the regular burnout, and it's like one of the first skeins I ever bought, and again, it's one of the rough ones, so I wanted to replace it with one that I would actually be more likely to use. And so this one is the perfect replacement for it. I don't have a particular project in mind for this one other than just replacing the bad burnout in my collection. So if you have any ideas, drop them down below, because this color is just so pretty. I couldn't pass it up. And like I said, I didn't want them to like not restock this color ever again and then regret not buying it. The next collection that I had purchased from was the Speckled Burnout Blanket Speckled collection. I got this guy. It is just the black and white speckled version. It's called Typewriter, which I think is so cute. It's very Taylor Swift lately. It's very Tortured Poets Department, if you know what that is. I thought this color would be super cute for chickens, of course. I'm trying to motivate myself to make more chickens because I know that they will sell over this summer. Chickens always do good in our area, and I always forget to make them because I kind of regret making chickens because I went a little crazy a couple times and I made a bunch of them, and then I like sell out of them, and then I like try to get the motivation back to make them again. So I thought buying a new color would really help me with that. This is just so cute and so perfect for that. I had the Inkwell, which was like the Burnout Twist, which is like black, gray, and white twisted together, but it just doesn't feel the same as this for chickens. So I'm very excited to use this. Mostly chickens, maybe like a cookies and cream themed animal as well for this, because it's exactly what this color screams. The next collection that I purchased from is one of my all-time favorites. It is the Burnout Blanket Baby Blanket Frosting collection. This collection is absolutely adorable. I've purchased multiple times from this collection. It always ends up being one of my favorites, at least until the marbled collection came out. It has the same kind of effect whenever you work with it. I repurchased this one, which I like like I said, I've repurchased it. I've bought it before. Sunday Times, I made chickens out of this. This color for chickens tends to sell really well for me. And then I made a couple fuzzy animals, like a fuzzy little cow. It just has a little extra fluff to it to me. And it has like the underlying colors. So it's a little bit more subtle when the color changes, because it does have like darker spots, lighter spots, a little bit more brown here and there, which is really pretty, honestly. So I'm very excited about this color being added back into my collection, because it was one of my go-tos, and I've been obsessed. If you watched my last video, you know I've been obsessed with making those little bunny rabbits, and I think this would be perfect for bunny rabbits for summer as well. Because I had a lot of people argue with me about that. Not argue with me about that, but some people think that the bunnies are only like very spring, but I think they're very summertime too. I think lots of people really enjoy seeing the bunny rabbits year round, because they're not Easter themed, they're just bunny rabbits, so they're extra cute to me. So I'm very excited to have that back in my collection. The next color we have here, these scissors are not the greatest for these little boxes, these little bags. This is a newer one. I thought this one would also be adorable for the chickens. It is called Golden Hour, and it's more of an orangey, yellowy, and brown undertone to it. I thought it would still be very cute for chickens, but the other thing I thought it would be very cute for is it screams. I mean, screams dreamsicle to me. And like I said, summer is right around the corner. I'm gonna be planning a lot more summer themed plushies and modifications and that kind of stuff. So this would be super cute to make my Stella the Sleepy Dragon in as well, with like a little dreamsicle theme with some little orange spots on the top and stuff. I thought it would be so cute. So I'm adding this to my collection. Again, all of these were like $6.07 or something like that, which is insane to me. And last but not least for that collection, I have the yellow, lime green, dark green, bluey colorway that they have, and it's called Meadow, which I don't know why, because it doesn't really scream meadow to me, because it has blue in it. But it's this colorway. It's so stinking pretty. This is great for everything from like turtles to dinosaurs to what else? I've used this for other things too. I used it for a margarita cow inspired by Mom Stitchetti, of course. It just matches so many different things, and it has such a great color palette to it, and it makes things more boyish, but also makes them a little bit fluffier as well, because like I said, this yarn just tends to be very soft. So I'm very excited to add this back into my collection. I have another ball of it down there. You can kind of see it like right here. It's still down there, but I'm like scared to use it because I didn't know if I could buy it again, and I can buy it again. So we're all good here. Last but not least for the burnouts, I have this baby blanket dabbled in the color Cappuccino, I believe. Let me make sure. Yep, Cappuccino. I've talked about this dabbled yarn before. It turns out really great for projects. It tends to like, what's the word? Like transition from color to color pretty abruptly. But I kind of like that because it almost adds like a stripe in there. I know I've made a couple animals where I like make all their arms first, and then they're all like darker than like the body coincidentally, and I think it turns out so cute like that. It kind of looks like the frosted yarn too as well. It has a little bit of a texture to it, which I've really enjoyed adding to my plushies lately. It's like looking for something with a little bit of a texture in it without like just the solid color. So it's a little bit more attention grabbing as well. I really like this color for bunny rabbits. I'm very excited to make some of those. The little lop-eared bunnies, which I can show you one in at the end as well, have been a favorite of mine to make lately. So this will be the perfect addition for those as well. I'm very excited about this. And then I got 3 Dreamland cover story yarns. I've talked about these yarns in previous videos as well because I've already used them. I was very excited to get my hands on. I think it was called Fairy Tale. I had the pink one, which I made quite a few things out of. I made a cow, which I just sold at my last market, which was exciting. I have a little bunny rabbit that I haven't gotten to take to my show yet. I have a mini cow that I've made with this yarn and other things. So I wanted to reorder it in some new colors. I really like to test out like one skein for like each collection sometimes to see if I like it, unless I think it's like legitimately gonna sell out so fast. And this one stayed in stock for a while, and I had noticed that right off the bat. So I had bought the green one. I don't know the names of these at all, I'm gonna be honest. This is called Cabbage Patch. I will say, if you haven't used this yarn, it is a little bit thicker than Bernat. It's more like Big Twist plush, not posh, but plush. So it's just a little bit bigger. You almost need to use like a half size bigger, in my opinion, depending on your tension and everything, of course. But I'm definitely going to keep using at least a 6.5, maybe even a 7 to work with this yarn. But I love the green. I thought this would be great for turtle shells. It just has that little bit of a texture in it as well for turtle shells. I'm trying to think of some other cute things to make with this yarn. So if you have any ideas for these next couple of yarns, let me know. But this is Cabbage Patch. This one is a bluey purpley. It has a little bit of a light blue in it, but it's mostly like a very cerulean blue color. That thunder is intense. So sorry. But it is very pretty. I think it's called Mermaid, maybe? It is called Mermaid. But it's very cute. The hot pink is hot pinkin', let me tell ya. It's very adorable. I love this color palette, and I love how it's definitely on the girly side, but not too girly. So I'm not gonna say it's neutral, but it can be mixed with both my pink colors and my neutral colors because it has the blue and the light blue in there. So I'm very excited to use this. I think I'm going to be using it on some themed cow stuff that I have coming up. And I have like a new bird pattern that I've been liking to use lately. Actually, it's not really new. It was in my spring patterns to try video, and it's the lovebirds. So I'm thinking all of these yarns would be really cute to make little birds out of, because they're very like, they give me feather vibes with like the little striped sections and stuff. So I think that would be really, really, really cute. So I'm excited for this one. This last one I'm very, very unsure of. I don't know why I picked this colorway. I don't know if the other ones were sold out or what. It's definitely more boyish, and the green was neutral. That one was very girly still. This one's very boyish. Nothing exciting, like at all. It reminds me of like, you know those rugs, or at least when I was little, we had like one of those rugs or those tabletops that had like the little tracks on it and stuff, and you could drive the little cars on it and all of that. I think this is what it reminds me of somehow. So I feel like I was feeling nostalgic maybe when I bought this. It is called Galaxy, which it doesn't give me Galaxy vibes either. Don't know what I'm gonna make with this one. So we'll just have to wait and see on this. It'll probably end up being turtles if I have to be 100% honest. I do have my Stella the Sleepy Dragon that I want to remake with some different types of yarns as well. I think this would be kind of cool to make this into, now that I'm thinking about it. And maybe even some loaf cats in this bigger yarn would be really adorable. Okay, my last box that I have is nothing crazy, okay? But I have a very, very, very specific project. I want to make a Taylor Swift theme bunny rabbit because I saw Mom Stitch Eddie do it probably last fall, and I've been thinking about it literally ever since. So I wanted to get some sparkle yarn to try to make a bunny rabbit that's like Taylor Swift themed. So I got some Premier Pixie Dust Brights, even though this is literally the dullest color in the whole entire world. But this is their sparkle yarn. It's just in the color black. I thought a black bodysuit would be cute, and then like a tan bunny like Mom Stitch Eddie did. And then it is sparkly, but you can't really see it on camera that it's as sparkly as the black. And it is a 2-pack. So that's very specific. And then I bought also the white Pixie Dust Brights sparkly yarn. It's very cute as well. If you have any other ideas for this color palette, please let me know, because I know that I'm gonna have extras and I'm probably not gonna know what to do with them. I'm thinking that I'm gonna mix these colors in with some Bernat and twist them together to make some like unique turtle shells, or mix the sparkly white in with the cappuccino color. on the bunny rabbits and stuff to give them a little bit of a sparkle, I think would be very, very cute. It's definitely going to turn into more of like an accent kind of yarn to use in projects or like with embroidery and that kind of stuff, which is also why I was okay with this purchase, to buy the neutral colors especially, because it fits this big project, and then I'll have it for embroidery stuff since they're all neutral colors, so it'll fit a lot of projects when it comes to that, which is how I justified my yarn purchase for that. I went ahead and also bought some Parfait Chunky colors. I've never personally used Parfait Chunky but once, so I wanted to buy a couple more colors. I bought Key Lime, I bought Tangerine, and I bought the Hot Pink. I wish I could have got Hot Pink in Bernat, but again, I could not. This is the color Hibiscus. These are very cute colors. Again, very summery because I've got some summer projects in mind for all of these. It is fast approaching. I want to do some strawberry themed things in those colors and orange themed things in those colors, which I'm super excited about. And then, like I said, Taylor Swift, obviously. And I've got some perfect sparkly blue eyes to use for that bunny. It'll be so cute. And so that's what all of the new yarn is going to be used on. So I got all of those in. They came in multiple boxes this week, and my boyfriend was like, "Are you serious? You bought another thing of yarn?" And I'm like, "I promise it was all one order." They shipped them in like literally 5 or 6 different boxes, so it was like every day I was opening Happy Mail where like 1 or 2 of them would come in at a time, so it was really fun to do. So now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna show you what I worked on this past week so you can kind of see some of the projects that I had been doing behind the scenes over here at Old Soul Factory. I made the tabby cat in the tabby, oh sorry, I hit my desk. This is the loaf cat in the tabby color. Again, this is exactly why I wanted to get my hands on this color, because this color is so perfect for cats. Just look at it. Just look at it. He's so stinking cute. This is by Annie Carraway Art. This pattern it's the loaf cat pattern. Pretty much everybody knows about it now. I really feel like I hopped on the trend just in time. I hopped on it right before it really blew up, and I got the word out there about this pattern, and I'm so glad I did, because so many people have loved this pattern or started making these, I feel like, because of me, and that's so cool to see people tag me and be like, "You made a bunch and now I'm making some." So that's been really cool to watch. People tag me in that kind of stuff, so very excited about this little loaf cat. You had already seen all of that stuff last week. I took a break from my plushie yarn and I made a little tulip, a little puffy tulip. I thought this was so stinking adorable with the little craft paper on it and everything. This yarn size was a great little project. I might make another video about this pattern in particular because it was really fun to make, honestly. And it turned out, again, so adorable. I think these would be super cute to sell like this, like $5 or something like this for these little roses, and just have them all set up on the table, and different kinds of flowers and stuff. So that was so fun to take a break from and make. And then the other huge project that I've really been working on is this guy. If you're in the Discord, you probably saw us talking about it a little bit more, or in the community post, I talked about this guy a lot. I ended up naming him Sunny because he is sunset themed, and he does have the sunset on the front of him, which I think is adorable. I also embroidered some little birds on there too. He's so cute. He's so very cute. I ended up winning best color combo, which I was so excited about, because this was a pattern test for Red Mills Crochet. This is Delilah, the axolotl dragon, or oxalotl dragon, however you want to say it. It is now already released. Go buy the pattern. It was literally so much fun to make that I had no issues making this pattern either. It turned out so stinking adorable. It does not have like the color changes or the embroidery or any of that stuff on there, so that's really up to you. But if you look at the pattern, you can get so much inspiration. That group chat that I was in was blowing up with creativity. Everybody was so awesome. There was like a cherry blossom themed, a strawberry themed, like a dragon fruit. There was like one made out of like baby bear that was super tiny and super stinking adorable. There was like a galaxy one. there was literally so many different color combinations and themes. Like, everybody took with the theme idea and ran with it. I'm telling you, it turned out awesome. And it was so cool to be surrounded by such creative people for a week while we all worked on our projects. So yeah, this is this guy. This is burnout yarn. All of it is except for the fuzzy wings. The fuzzy wings are actually the snow cone yarn from Premiere. I absolutely loved using this yarn. Actually, it really wasn't that hard to see my stitches. Maybe it was just me and I was like hyper focused on finishing this guy because I was so excited or what, but that yarn was also super easy to use. And his eyes, can we talk about his eyes? They're like the perfect purple color. I'm so excited about this. So this guy is actually already on my Etsy shop as well. The link is in my bio and in the description down below if you want to go check him out and see if you want to adopt little Sunny. I can package him up and send him to your home as long as you take very good care of him, because it did take a very long time to make. But he turned out so stinking adorable. I will never make this guy, at least like this, in this color theme and palette, ever again. So if you want him, I would go get him, okay? He turned out so adorable. So adorable. I've already talked about these bunnies, but this is the bunny that I made and I bought a lot of that yarn for. I just showed you the loaf cats as well that I bought a lot of that yarn for as well. I think that's everything I've got, dude. I've been trying to clean up here and restructure some things, but I did have some questions for you guys, okay? I thought about doing twice a week uploads and doing like a podcast episode every like Thursday for you guys. But what would you guys want me to talk about? You want me to talk about my personal life? You want me to talk about my crochet life, how I balance both my work and crochet? Do you have Q&A questions and that kind of stuff? I will be making a community post about it, so you guys can see that as well and comment if you have any questions or anything like that, or if there's anything you want to know from me. I know I do a lot of marketing during my day job in graphic design and color correcting, and I do a lot of school photography work. And so if you have questions about any of those kind of subjects or anything that could fall under that umbrella, I'm happy to answer them and open up about them. I know that everybody's business and hobby and everything is a little bit different, but if I can share a little bit of wisdom with somebody and it helps them, I would love to do that. So if you guys have any questions at all about any of the yarn that I got, if I forgot to say a color, please let me know. I can totally tell you what it is, most likely, as long as I don't lose the labels between now and then, which surely I shouldn't, because I gotta find a spot for them on my shelf. The only other things that I wanted to talk to you guys about as well is that I am planning on doing like a big inventory rundown next week. I know I haven't done one of those in a while, and you guys love those videos because I talk about each pattern, how I priced it, and what I liked about the patterns. And it's basically a giant pattern review, and it's filled with so much inspiration, and it tells you exactly what I'm taking to my market, so you know exactly what I'm making, how I'm making it, what yarn, everything. It'll be in there, okay? So I will be running down how I'm keeping track of my inventory and growing my inventory before my next big 2-day market, because it's my very first one and I'm very nervous about it, okay? So if you have any tips for that as well, please go ahead and drop them down below. I will say that after this yarn haul, I did officially have to buy another shelf. This cubicle cannot fit everything, okay? But the boyfriend did get me a new shelf for my birthday, and it's like literally like 6 foot tall, huge shelf. So like right behind my computer desk here is going to be another giant yarn shelf, and I cannot wait for it, because then I'm going to be officially surrounded by yarn on all sides, and it's going to be amazing. So sorry, I feel like I rambled for literally like 30 minutes. But I greatly appreciate it if you made it this far into the video. If you could, go ahead and drop a like, comment any questions, like I said, down below for me. I'd love to answer them. And if you guys want to check out my channel, that would be fantastic. And if you need me, you know where to find me, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Okay? Bye!